Seeking recognition for a opening statement, gentlelady from Florida. You are recognized for 3 minutes. Without objection, so ordered.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you to all my colleagues. This is going to be a very, very long, well, possibly 36 hours. With that in mind, I think it's just important to lay out that we've heard a lot today in the last few hours that is not rooted in reality, because the facts tell a much different story. The posters that our colleagues on the left have held up are touching, the stories, they're very emotional, and I agree that we want to protect those most vulnerable. As a pregnant woman, I want to make sure that pregnant women, expectant mothers, have access to resources around the country. Unfortunately, that's not happening in this situation. You know, I don't want to say that they're lying, but not a single person in those posters is going to be impacted by this legislation. Not one. Not one. And I encourage you to read the bill if you don't believe me. The facts are in black and white. I heard from one of my colleagues that there's just not enough waste, fraud, and abuse to reform the programs, to shore up resources. Well, I guess math is a problem, because I see 7.6 million different waste, fraud, and abuse cases. 1.4 million illegals that are currently on the rolls. 1.2 million individuals who are ineligible, an ineligibility definition that they created. The left made that definition. And by their own definition, these individuals, 1.2 million of them, are ineligible for the program. And let us not forget the 4.8 million able-bodied adults, healthy adults, that choose not to work. They have no children, they have no dependents. They choose not to work. That's 7.6 million individuals, and not one of those were on those posters. We all agree we want to protect those most vulnerable in our communities. We want to protect the disabled. We want to protect pregnant women. We should not be diverting resources to those who make the choice not to work. That is something we can all agree on. So I think the facts tell a much different story than the fiction that is playing out. And we would all be in a better position to shore up these programs and protect them if we could just realize that there is fundamental flaws in the arguments of my colleagues on the left. So for the next 36 hours, we will continue to point out the flaws in their arguments. It's rooted in emotion, and that gets clicks. But right now, we have 7.6 million individuals who should never be on this program. They're ineligible by their own definitions, by their own standards, or they're in this country illegally, or they make the choice not to work. For those that need it most, we are protecting and fighting for them. That is what we are doing here today. Mr. Chairman, I yield.
Gentlelady yields back.
Mr. Chairman, I would like to enter into the record